herself.
And it's not just about finding her people. It's about Feyre stepping into her own power.
Okay.
Her transformation from a broken survivor to a powerful warrior is something that resonates deeply with readers.
That scene where she winnows into the middle of the Illyrian training exercise.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And tackles Rhysand.
Talk about a power move.
I know.
It's a moment that...
Welcome to Witter, the podcast that brings you those deep dives for those busy minds out there.
That's right.
And today,
yes,
we are going to be cracking open A Court of Mist and Fury.
All right.
That's book 2 in Sarah J Maas's A Court of Thorns and Roses series.
Here we go.
In this one,
yeah,
it's a fan favorite. And
for good reason.
Yeah, for good reason.
Yeah.
But buckle up because it is a wild ride.
What's fascinating is how Maas uses this book, too, to kind of flip everything that we thought we knew from A Court of Thorns and Roses on its head.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I mean, we pick up with Feyre, and she's like seemingly living the dream in the spring court with Tamlin.
Right.
But right from the first chapter, Maas drops these lines that are like a punch to the gut.
Yeah.
You know, Feyre's getting ready for her wedding, and she says, I could have been painting the sunset, but instead I was to be painted.
Ooh.
And then she looks in the mirror and thinks, my hands didn't tremble as I angled the dagger.
Yeah.
Chilling stuff.
Chilling. It's such a stark contrast to the vibrant Feyre we met in book 1. Like, this isn't happily ever after.
Yeah.
It's Maas showing us the raw, unfiltered reality of trauma.
Right.
Like, Feyre may be surrounded by all this beauty, but she's deeply scarred by her captivity under Amarantha.
Yeah.
And it's impacting everything.
Let's unpack that trauma a bit.
Okay.
You know, Maas doesn't shy away from depicting Feyre's PTSD.
No, she doesn't.
Nightmares, anxiety, feeling completely powerless. It's heartbreaking.
Totally.
She even compares herself to a ghost on her wedding day, saying, I was going to my funeral.
It's where Maas' writing gets really interesting.
Okay.
Instead of giving us just a simple love story, she dives into the complexities of healing.
Right.
Feyre's trapped in this gilded cage, suffocating under Tamlin's overprotective behavior.
Yeah.
It's a classic case of good intentions gone wrong.
Yeah.
He's trying to protect her,
Right.
but he's essentially replicating the captivity that she just escaped.
It's so frustrating.
Yeah.
You want to yell at Tamlin, like, see what you're doing to her. But he's blinded by his own trauma.
Yeah.
His own need for control.
Exactly. And that's the catalyst for Feyre's true transformation.
Okay.
She has to confront her own strength.
Right.
And that's where the Night Court and Rhysand come in.
Now, remember how Rhysand was painted as the villain in book 1?
Oh, yeah.
Shrouded in darkness, all brooding and powerful.
Yes.
And his court has this fearsome reputation.
Right.
Well, Maas throws us a major curveball with this one.
She does.
When Feyre is whisked away to the Night Court, we see a completely different side of Rhysand.
Totally.
He's still powerful and cunning,
Yeah.
but he's fiercely protective of his people, especially of Valeris.
Valeris, this hidden city.
Yes.
It's like a symbol of hope amidst all the darkness.
Yeah.
Rhysand has sacrificed so much to keep it safe.
Oh, so much.
He even endured years of torture under Amarantha to protect it.
Talk about commitment.
I know. And this sacrifice highlights a key theme in the series, the weight of responsibility and the burdens of leadership. It's not just about power.
Right.
It's about the choices you make, the sacrifices you endure for those you protect.
And it's not just Rhysand who embodies this.
Right.
His inner circle,
yes,
Cassian, Azriel, Amren, Morgan, they're all complex characters.
They are.
They add so much depth.
So much.
They're like this found family.
Yes.
Bound by loyalty and shared experiences.
Right.
And they become Feyre's support system as she starts to heal. Speaking of healing,
Yeah.
Feyre's not just surviving anymore.
No.
She's tapping into her power in some seriously epic ways.
She is.
Remember when she accidentally burned handprints into that table during the tithe ceremony?
It is so symbolic.
It is.
It's not just a cool display of power.
Yeah.
It's Feyre reclaiming her agency.
Uh-huh.
The burning handprints are like her way of saying, I'm here and I'm not going to be silenced.
And then there's that moment when she accidentally winnows.
Yes.
Which, for those who haven't read the books, it's basically like teleportation, but tied to emotions and power.
It's more than just a magical shortcut.
Yeah.
It shows that Feyre's power is intertwined with her emotions, her experiences.
Right.
She's not just learning to control it,
Uh-huh.
she's learning to understand it as a part of herself.
This is such a contrast to her time in the Spring Court where she was stifled and controlled.
Totally.
In the Night Court, she's encouraged to explore her limits,
Yeah.
to become a warrior.
Right.
It's through that process of empowerment that she truly begins to heal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not all sunshine and roses.
No.
She goes through some terrifying trials,
She does.
like the encounter with the Weaver of the Wood,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that chilling scene in the prison.
Those are pivotal moments in Feyre's journey.
Yeah. What do you think Maas is trying to convey through these dark, almost horror-like elements?
I think it's about acknowledging the depth of trauma.
Oh.
It's not something you just get over.
Right.
It lingers.
Yeah.
It haunts you. And it takes incredible strength to face those inner demons.
And let's not forget Amren and that whole situation with the ring in the prison.
Oh, Amren.
Talk about cunning.
Amren is fascinating.
She is.
She's ancient, incredibly powerful,
Yes.
and not afraid to manipulate to get what she wants.
Right.
Her actions add another layer of intrigue to the story,
Mm-hmm.
and they also show how far Feyre has come.
Okay.
She's learning to navigate the complexities of this world,
Yeah.
anticipate those hidden agendas.
Which is essential.
Oh, yeah.
Because the stakes are getting higher.
They are.
There's this looming threat of war with Hybern.
Right.
This power-hungry king who wants to destroy everything.
Mm-hmm.
The search for the Book of Breathings, which holds the key to stopping him, and the cauldron
Yeah.
becomes central.
And as they uncover more about Hybern's plans,
Right.
the alliances shift,
Mhm.
betrayals unfold.
Yeah.
The fate of not just Prythian,
Hmm.
but the human world as well
Oh, wow.
hangs in the balance. Remember, this series started with Feyre saving her family,
Right.
and now she's facing a threat that could destroy entire worlds.
And through all this, Feyre's relationships are evolving,
Yes, they are.
becoming more tangled and complex.
Mm.
Her feelings for Tamlin are clearly strained,
Yeah.
while her connection with Rhysand intensifies.
There's a line where Feyre reflects on her time with Tamlin,
Yeah.
saying, "He had built a cage, and I had let him lock me in it."
Ooh.
It's a heartbreaking realization,
Yeah.
but it opens the door for her relationship with Rhysand to blossom.
It's such a slow burn.
It is.
But the way they understand each other, the trust they build,
Yes.
and the way they challenge and support each other,
Yes.
it's captivating.
It is.
And then there's the reveal of the mating bond,
Yeah.
which is more than just a magical connection.
Right.
It suggests a deep soul-level bond.
The mating bond is a controversial element in the series,
Okay.
with some readers finding it romantic and others seeing it as problematic. But it does speak to this idea of finding your equal,
Yeah.
your partner in every sense of the word.
And it sets the stage for Feyre's ultimate act of selflessness, breaking the mating bond to save Rhysand and the Night Court.
That's where we'll leave it for now.
Okay.
But before we dive into the deeper implications of this decision and explore those lingering questions,
Yes.
I want to hear from you. What stood out to you in this first part of our deep dive into A Court of Mist and Fury? Welcome back to our deep dive into A Court of Mist and Fury.
It's incredible how this book resonates with so many readers.
Oh, it is.
It's more than just a fantasy romance.
Right.
It's a story about finding strength, discovering your voice, and forging your own path.
Absolutely. One of the things that makes this book so captivating is the theme of found family.
ACOTAR.
Feyre's connection with Rhysand's inner circle is a beautiful example of this.
They embrace her flaws and all providing the support and acceptance that she desperately needed,
Right.
but didn't find in the Spring Court.
And each member of the inner circle brings something unique to the table.
Oh, for sure.
Cassian, the loyal warrior,
Yes.
who pushes Feyre to become stronger. Azriel, the brooding spymaster,
Right.
who understands her shadows.
Okay.
Amarin, the ancient, powerful enigma,
Yes.
who challenges her perceptions. And more, the vibrant, free spirit who reminds her to embrace joy.
It's this dynamic, supportive group
Yeah.
that allows Feyre to heal and discover her true potential.
It speaks to that universal longing for belonging.
Yeah.
For a place where you feel seen and valued for who you are.
Especially after the isolation and control Feyre experienced in the Spring Court,
Right.
the Night Court becomes this haven where she can finally be herself.
And it's not just about finding her people. It's about Feyre stepping into her own power.
Okay.
Her transformation from a broken survivor to a powerful warrior
Yes.
is something that resonates deeply with readers.
That scene where she winnows into the middle of the Illyrian training exercise
Oh my gosh, yes.
and tackles Rhysand.
Talk about a power move.
I know.
It's a moment that showcases her newfound confidence and her willingness to challenge authority.
Right.
Even Rhysand's. And it highlights that shift in their dynamic.
Okay.
She's not a passive pawn.
Right.
She's an equal, a force to be reckoned with.
It's inspiring to see her embrace both her physical and magical strength.
Oh, totally.
But it's important to acknowledge that this journey isn't all sunshine and roses.
Right.
There's a darkness that permeates the story,
Yeah.
a sense of danger and looming threat.
That's what makes Maas's world so compelling.
Okay.
She doesn't shy away from depicting the harsh realities,
Right.
the violence, the betrayals,
Yeah.
and the sacrifices that come with fighting for what you believe in.
The looming war with Hybern adds a constant sense of urgency.
Uh-huh.
And then there's the lingering psychological trauma Feyre still carries.
Mm-hmm.
Even Rhysand has his own inner demons.
It's through that darkness, though, that we see the true strength of these characters,
Right.
their resilience, their unwavering loyalty to each other, their capacity for love and forgiveness.
The way Maas explores the nature of power is also fascinating.
It is.
It's not just about physical strength or magic.
Right.
It's about the choices you make,
Yeah.
the sacrifices you're willing to endure, and the responsibility that comes with leadership.
We see this contrast between Rhysand and Tamlin.
Okay.
Both are powerful High Lords,
Yeah.
but their approaches to leadership are vastly different.
Tamlin's need for control ultimately backfires.
Right.
While Rhysand's willingness to trust and empower Feyre
Yeah.
strengthens their bond.
It's a reminder that true power lies in recognizing and nurturing the strength in others, not in trying to control them.
And then there's the romance, which, let's be honest,
Oh, yeah?
is a huge part of what draws readers to this series.
Totally.
The chemistry between Feyre and Rhysand is undeniable.
It's that classic enemies to lovers trope. But Maas elevates it.
Right.
Their banter is witty and engaging.
Yes.
And there's this slow burn attraction that builds throughout the story, making the payoff all the more satisfying.
What I love about their relationship is that it's not just about physical attraction.
Right.
There's mutual respect, a shared understanding of each other's past traumas,
Yeah.
and a deep emotional connection that goes beyond the mating bond.
Exactly. It's a reminder that true love isn't about possession or control. It's about seeing each other fully, embracing both the darkness and the light.
There's one more theme I want to touch on before we wrap up.
Okay.
The importance of choice and free will.
Feyre is constantly forced to make difficult decisions throughout the book,
She is.
many with life or death consequences.
She makes mistakes.
Right.
She's manipulated and betrayed.
Yeah.
But she never gives up her agency.
Even the heartbreaking decision to break the mating bond is ultimately a choice,
Right.
an act of self-sacrifice to protect those she loves.
It's a powerful reminder that we always have the power to choose.
Yes.
Even when those choices are difficult or painful, those choices define us and shape our destinies.
So we've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
But we've only scratched the surface of what A Court of Mist and Fury has to offer.
As we wrap up our deep dive into A Court of Mist and Fury,
Yeah.
I'm struck by how Maas challenges traditional fantasy tropes,
Okay.
especially when it comes to gender roles and power dynamics.
It's refreshing, isn't it?
It is.
The women in this world,
Yeah.
especially in the Night Court,
Right.
they aren't just love interests or damsels in distress.
Right.
They're powerful figures in their own right.
Think about Mor and Amarin.
Yes.
They command respect, not just for their beauty,
Right?
but for their intelligence, strength, and strategic minds.
Yeah.
They're warriors, leaders, and they don't shy away from their power.
And the men, like Cassian and Azriel,
Yeah.
they aren't afraid to show vulnerability.
Right.
They're fierce warriors, but they're also deeply loyal and capable of expressing their emotions.
It creates this really interesting dynamic
Yeah.
where strength isn't limited to physical prowess or brute force.
Right.
It's about compassion, empathy,
Yeah.
and the willingness to support each other.
Which brings us back to the romance.
Okay.
I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
Feyre and Rhysand's relationship is a huge draw for many readers.
Oh, for sure.
And Maas delivers on all fronts.
She does.
Their connection is intense, passionate,
Yes.
and full of that slow burn tension that keeps you hooked.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also incredibly nuanced.
Okay.
It's a partnership built on mutual respect,
Right.
shared trauma,
Yeah.
and a deep understanding of each other's darkness and light.
I have to say, their banter is one of my favorite things about their relationship.
Oh, yeah.
It's witty, flirty, and sometimes downright hilarious.
It is.
It has this lightness and humor
Yeah.
that balances out the heavier themes of the book.
It shows that even amidst the darkness and danger,
There's still room for joy,
Yeah.
laughter,
yeah.
and a deep, abiding love.
And it's not just about romantic love.
Right.
Maas explores the complexities of familial love, platonic love,
Yeah.
and the fierce loyalty that binds the Night Court together.
Totally.
The bond between Rhysand's inner circle is so strong,
Yes.
you can practically feel it radiating off the pages.
They're more than just friends. They're
Right.
family, chosen family.
Yeah.
And they would do anything for each other.
Right.
That sense of loyalty and belonging is something that resonates deeply with readers.
But let's not forget the ever-present threat of war with Hybern.
Right.
It looms over everything,
It does.
creating this constant sense of urgency and danger.
The stakes are incredibly high.
Yeah.
And Maas masterfully ratchets up the tension as the story progresses. You're left wondering who to trust, what sacrifices will have to be made,
Right.
and if they can ultimately defeat Hybern and save Prythian. And through it all, Feyre's journey is one of self-discovery, healing,
Yeah.
and embracing her true power.
Right.
She goes from a broken, traumatized girl to a confident, powerful warrior
Yes.
who is willing to fight for what she believes in, even if it means sacrificing everything.
It's a transformation that is both inspiring and deeply moving.
So if you haven't experienced the magic of A Court of Mist and Fury,
Yes.
I urge you to give it a read.
Definitely.
It's a captivating blend of fantasy, romance, and action
It is.
that will leave you breathless and craving more.
And for those of you who are already fans of the series, I encourage you to revisit this book with fresh eyes.
Okay.
Pay attention to those subtle details, the foreshadowing and the character development that sets the stage for the epic adventures to come in the later books.
And most importantly, reflect on what resonated with you. What surprised you?
Yeah.
What parts of Feyre's journey did you connect with?
Right.
And how did this book leave you feeling? Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into A Court of Mist and Fury.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll be back soon with another captivating read, so stay tuned.
Thanks for listening to Witter, Who Has Time to Read, produced by One Media. Please support the author by purchasing the book or audiobook using the link in the description. It's a great way to help keep the art of writing alive. And stay in the loop. Subscribe to our newsletter for updates on weekly deep dives. And don't forget to share your thoughts or suggest our next deep dive at witterpodcast@gmail.com.